itself. Let's see what the nonverbal communication is of one of the most well-known serial killers in history.
I had these obsessive desires and thoughts wanting to control them, to, I don't know how to put it, possess them permanently.
Okay, so something that I will point out about Dahmer's nonverbal baseline is that he has a very subdued tone and very subdued nonverbal baseline as well. So that comes into play here and there as we can see him process through various things, but he regularly has halts in his phrasing as he tries to carefully plan out and think out his words. And he is not a very dynamic person non-verbally either. He doesn't have a lot of fidgeting or broad movements, so if we're looking for anything that strays from that to give us any red flags, this one's a pretty clean-cut, straightforward case, but there's still stuff to be able to learn from each incident where a person thinks or processes differently than the normal average population. There's hopefully something that we could still learn. So let's continue forward.
That's why you killed them.
Right, right. Not because I was angry with them, not because I hated them, but because I wanted to keep them with me. And as my obsession grew...
So that actually does seem to line up non-verbally. You can see his head movements are synchronized all the way throughout. There are no other anomalies that are happening besides the soothing gesture, placating gesture would almost be a way to put it, that he's doing with his hand off to the side. And that's a similar gesture to the, hey, now I'm explaining something, back off. I'm a little bit defensive about it, but this is the reason for that whole line of thinking. So that comes out there as well. So far, though, he seems very nonchalant in his actions, and I'll talk a little bit about what I was able to perceive from his psychological state, and then, we'll wrap up the video. Let's continue.
I was saving body parts such as skulls and skeletons. It's a process. It doesn't happen.
So building up to that, he was doing a little no shake in there, and that would be related to the, I don't know, I don't know, and that's where that no comes in there. I don't know, I did blah, blah, blah. So that comes in, and then after he mentions the parts that he was saving, he does lip compressions after each one. Those are interesting. Those are usually related to negative thoughts, or when a person's saying something that they know that they shouldn't, something along those lines, you'll see a lip compression crop up. There are many reasons for a lip compression. These are the ones that make sense in context. So with that, he is cognizantly aware of the fact that what he does and had done was very wrong. And that's showing in his nonverbal communication, but what we're not seeing are any signs of shame or guilt during that as well. So let's continue.